What's up, everybody? It's me, your girl Asia, here. We're coming to you live from the VIP Lounge at Urban One Honors. This next guest needs no introduction. I know you know this face, right? You've seen him everywhere. I love his real name is Chancellor. Yes, but you know him as Chance the Rapper. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So I do love your name. I told you it's Regal. It's like so exquisite. We gotta thank mom and
Yeah,
dad,
it's not me. I didn't pick it, so thank them. Yeah.
and they're here today because you're getting an award. Yes, for social change. You do a lot in the community. You do so much, and we read so much about it. Tell me how you feel in this moment to receive an award like that.
It's an amazing honor, like to especially to get it from Miss H and to be, you know, I'm 26 also, so like I haven't really lived my full life yet, so um, it's a lot of honor, but also like a lot of responsibility that comes with it. So it's cool. It's awesome.
Well, you know, to whom much is given, you know the saying. Exactly. But you've done so much. I mean, just even so much as like purchasing your own media source. You purchased a website last year, right? It was the Chicagoist. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Chicagoist was a hyperlocal uh, journalism blog that started in Chicago when I was still in grade school, and I used to check it out when I was in high school and a little bit older than that. And basically, it got bought up and some big media buy, and when the offices unionized, they shut it down. So I was able to step in a little bit later and purchase it, and yeah, I've just been building on it ever since.
So, what are your hopes with that? What is your like your overall outcome you're hoping to receive from that?
Uh, Definitely to add to the hyperlocal journalism scene in Chicago to give more access to the stories that are really about us, but also to one expand it to more national coverage with Chicago Voices, and to kind of also work in there certain utilities so that it's just easier to operate in Chicago.
Absolutely, absolutely, because you love your home. I love it. Congratulations, you just got married too this year. Hey, you got a ring on it. So kudos to you. Tell us a little bit about what you would want people behind you. Like I know you say you're only 26, but you know a lot of people still look up to you. So what would you like to share with other people to say, hey, I want you to look at me and walk in my footsteps. Look at me for guidance. What do you share something with the younger people?
Uh, well, for one, I'm not like perfect by any means, so it's not necessarily my footsteps that you want to walk in. But I, I think, what would I? I think the certain morals that I have that I think are important are just like, um, well, just as much as I preach ownership, of your music, of your IP, of, you know, just of the things that you create. I also want to promote accountability to your actions, and just accepting when things are your fault, and also when it's your responsibility to fix them. I think, like you said, to whom much is given, much is expected, and so uh, when you have when you have stuff and you see people in need, you have to, um, yeah, you have to pay it forward and help out who you can help out, because that's just the godly thing to do.
I told you mom and daddy raised you right. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, your music is also very social conscientious. I mean, your music, your lyrics, you have a lot of love in your lyrics as well. Tell us, what's your whole process when you're putting together a project?
Uh, well, I always just made music to make music. It usually reflects like something that it's all real. I don't usually tell too many stories like that are other people's things. I usually talk about myself or how I perceive things. But I kind of just make songs and just keep making songs. And at a certain point, I find one that feels like the album cut that I like, that like expresses a moment that I'm living in. And then I try and make that the tone or the theme of the album. My first project was about getting suspended from school. My second one was about drugs. My third one was about God. My newest one is about getting married. It's always about what I'm focused on and what I'm going through at the time. Yeah.
All right, so what's next?
Uh, Next, I got a 3 month old baby, and so trying to just get some time with her, and obviously with my 4 year old and my wife, and tour and writing movies and working with Social Works, my nonprofit in Chicago, and just, living life, making music.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about the making movies now. We have definitely had a resurgence of Black Hollywood. Now, earlier this year, Jordan Peele mentioned that he would never see himself casting a white lead. What are your thoughts on his statement?
Uh, well, firstly, Jordan Peele is my man's. So just saying in an unbiased way, that's a friend of mine. Uh, you can make whatever you want. I don't think anybody can make you do anything. And I think also there's just like an understanding that we should all have that every institution in America, from government to private business to media to schooling to everything, it has a history of institutional racism. So opportunities for black people is always a good thing. I think also there is a truth to, I think that there's, how do I say this the right way? Uh, but blackness is global, but there's a specific experience that African Americans living in America have experienced that's different from the individual experiences of other uh, people of African descent. You know what I'm saying? And I think that those people also need a very specific kind of aid and assistance and help, and so that also comes into the job space. So I think, yeah, African Americans need as many acting opportunities as possible too.
You brought that all together full circle. You did that. You did that. You did that. Okay. Yes. I love it. Listen, we are so pleased that you're here. We're so very honored that you're here. You definitely do your part. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for stopping by.